I posted this Batman action figure last night, and it sold in 2 hours for full asking price.
American Arbitrage.
Hey everybody, Cary here. I hope you're having an awesome day. If you don't know who I am, I'm a reseller, a full-time reseller. I find items at thrift stores, garage sales, swap meets, Facebook Marketplace, all over the place, and I resell them on eBay, Amazon, Cary, Facebook Marketplace, and I'm even reopening my store for the first time in about 2 years. We've been closed 2 years in about 3 weeks. I'm so excited. In this video, I'm going to show you what I look for when I go thrifting. I am going into the savers. I'm going to look for stuff to flip, and I'm going to show you what I find. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to go back to the shop, and I'm going to show you what I've actually sold since my last video, which was yesterday. This is the life of a full-time reseller. Let's go. So this is the Ogden Savers. I usually go to the Layton Savers here in Utah. I don't go here that much, but I occasionally find some stuff. This looked interesting, but at $5.99, I couldn't figure out the brand on that dinosaur, so I decided to pass. The prices are also a lot higher here at this Savers. That one's $30 right there. I looked into this. It was only $1.99. I couldn't test it. I didn't have any batteries on me. And the lowest listed was about $10, but no recent sales. So I thought about it. I actually put it in my cart, but then I second-guessed it and decided it really wasn't worth my time considering there was no real sales history recently. In general, I like collectible snow globes, especially Disney ones or pop culture ones. This is a Denver, U.S. mint. I thought that was really interesting. The main reason I passed is no sales history that I could find, and it also had some damage on the left side. I really thought about this one. I almost decided to chance it, but I figured it would take a while, so I decided to pass. I did decide to get these 2 Disney Princess Granddaughter figurines at $5.99 a piece. That's a little high, but I still think I can get some profit on it, even though the one has a little bit of damage. I did see an Ariel up for sale at $24.99. I believe that's new, but I think I can get about $20 to $30 plus shipping on these. I sell Disney really well, so I'll take a chance on it. I'm not sure what this style is called exactly, like vintage hotel motel, mid-century modern vibe, but I absolutely love the lettering and everything on this mug. Not worth anything, but cool. I found a bunch of cameras, but they just weren't quite worth it. They're not super expensive. They weren't asking so much, but they just weren't quite worth it. I might have been able to get all of these with the lens and made like $10 or $15 profit, but I decided to pass. I got excited for a second, thinking this was an authentic GameCube controller I could make some money on, but it was generic, so there's no money in it. Now we're back at my shop, and I want to show you what I've sold today. Look out for these kind of items too and make some profit as well. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet, please like this video so it can get pushed out in the algorithm to more people who could find this information useful. And if you're not subscribing yet, please think about it. I'd appreciate it. I'd love to have you subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. All right, let's get started with a couple UFC card sales. I got these 2 UFC cards about 5 or 6 months ago, and when I realized they were going up in value, I decided to post them. I got them in a box from the card guy for about $10 back then. Not bad at all. So I posted the Poirier and the Khabib for about, I think, $7.50 and $10, I think it was, and they sold together. One buyer bought them both together for $17.50 plus shipping. It's a viewer, somebody who watches the video, so I thank you so much. I don't know if you want me to shout you out or anything in the video, but I appreciate the business, and thank you so much. These cards are cool. Next up, we got a Utah Jazz Rudy Gobert card. So I had to turn my hat around for this one. Utah Jazz All-Star, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. This is his rookie card from 2013-14. That's the same year that Giannis was a rookie, and I think Oladipo, a couple other decent players. But his rookie cards are on the upswing. This is not a super high-end card. This isn't a Prism or anything, and I don't believe I paid that much for this. I think I got it in a rookie box that I bought for my guy, where I spend like $35 for 185 rookies. So I have a quarter or less into this card, and it's sold. I think I've had it listed for maybe about a month, and it's sold for $6 plus shipping. Look out for the Utah Jazz players, their rookie cards, but beyond the Utah Jazz, even though I'm a homer for the Jazz, there's other teams. The 76ers are doing really well right now as well. Look out for Embiid, Ben Simmons, stuff like that as well. Next up, I got another card sale of the big ticket. So this is a 1997-98 EX 2001 Kevin Garnett card. Just a base card, not his rookie. This set's a little bit confusing because it says EX 2001, but it's from 1997. The year before that, they had EX 2000, which is Kobe Bryant's year, 1996-97. Everybody, if you remember, if you were alive back then, remembers everybody was, fascinated with the millennium happening, so they focused on that quite a bit. Now, this card is a part of that boom of late 90s superstars, Hall of Famers, whose rookie cards and base cards and good sets are going up in value. This card was probably worth $1 or so for 10, 15 years, but recently it's gone up in value, and I sold it for $4 plus shipping. Not a huge win, but it's profit, and I'm happy to have sold it. I just had to mention this card sale. It's a Mike Conley finest rookie card. He's in his first All-Star game tonight. He's the third All-Star for the Jazz this season. I got this card in a lot, didn't pay much, sold for $2 plus shipping. I posted this Batman action figure last night, and it sold within 2 hours for full asking price. So this action figure sold a lot faster than I thought it would. Honestly, I thought it would take a month, maybe 2, to get the price that I wanted, but it sold lightning fast. I want to tell you why I believe it sold that fast in a second, but first I want to tell you what it sold. So many of you may know, if you follow me on Instagram, that I'm a bit of a night owl. I like to work here late, and I posted this Batman figure at like 12:30, 1 in the morning, and it sold within 2 hours. It sold within 2 hours in the middle of the night for full price, what I was asking, $20 plus shipping. Now, here's what I want you to learn from this, what you can take away from why this figure, why I believe it sold so fast, and why you need to look out for similar figures like this. First off, it was a DC Direct figure, meaning you could only buy it online at the time, and it was harder to get. And it's also a DC Direct figure that came out in 2011. It's been almost 10 years since that toy's come out. Actually, it's been 10 years. So this is an action figure selling tip that I've learned in the last 10 years of reselling. The vintage figures sure have a big market, but there's a lot of people putting those on because people know that Ninja Turtles and He-Man action figures, She-Ra action figures have some value. But what a lot of people don't realize is these mid-2000s, early 2010 figures also have some value. And the big reason why they have maybe more value than you'd think is people don't think they have value, so they're not posted on eBay as much. This figure is about 10 years old. A lot of people see it, don't think much of it. It stays in a toy bin. But it has a demand, and even more so because of the online factor that you could only get it online. So if you're at the thrift store and you see an action figure like this, or you see an action figure by DC and you look it up and you find out that it's from DC Direct, it's probably going to be worth buying as long as you're not spending too much on it, especially if it's new in the box. Also, another thing about action figures is points of articulation. You'd be surprised how much more money you can get on action figures that have more points of articulation. This is what I mean by that. If their fingers can move, if their torso can move, if their legs can move, if their feet can move like that, those are different points of articulation. That means quality, and those figures, like Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, those will sell for a lot of money, sometimes $10 all the way up to $30, $40, $50, $60 loose, or even more for some super rare figures, and even more if they're new in the box. So look out for that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked this video, please like it. If you don't mind subscribing, I'd appreciate it. And also ring that bell notification so you can know when my next video comes out. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day.